Uh, my name's Alexander Kolokotronis. I'm the chapter co-chair for Central Connecticut Democratic Socialists of America, and we are really excited to be endorsing, or to have endorsed our members, Justin Farmer, Abdul Osmanu, and Mariam Khan. So DSA is jamming with Jam. So I want to say a few things about both DSA and the candidates. We've had quite the year, and all the candidates as DSA members have been a key part to the victories we've achieved this year. This past year, we've won a statewide right to counsel for tenants during eviction proceedings. We're only the third state in the country to have that. And our candidates, as activists, were very involved, deeply a part of that work, and push that ahead. And they want to take that energy and they want to bring that right here to Hamden in an organized way, in a collective way, in a mass way, like we're doing here today. And so this is just the beginning of all that work. So, as I'm sure a number of you all here know, Hamden has some issues around accountability and transparency, and JAM knows that, and JAM has a plan for how to resolve or how to tackle a lot of these issues, and part of that plan is that we build organized collective power to push the necessary solutions in this town and have that ripple out into the region. And so we here, those of us from Democratic Socialists of America, who are part of the Greater New Haven branch, are seeking to make this the beginning of a long road, hopefully not that long, in solving the issues that tackle our region. And so you'll hear from our candidates about the need for regionalization. There are just too many things in the area that are redundant, too many things that through that redundancy lead to our communities being underserved. And what we've seen here in Hamden is that without real accountability and without transparency, what has actually come is an underservicing while having skyrocketing taxes. And that needs to change. And again, JAM knows that. And JAM knows we need a social movement to be a part of fixing those things. So before I hand it over to Justin Farmer, I just want to say we're so proud again to have endorsed these candidates, and this is what it looks like to build a movement. And this is again just the beginning. Next time around, let's bring double the amount of people and push things even further. So just give a round of applause again for our candidates: Justin Farmer, Abdul Osmanu, and Mariam Khan.
I had to hide the headphones, trade secret. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I am very, very excited. As the current youngest person on council, I'm excited to see Mariam and Abdul take that place. But I want to spend some time really talking about how we got here, right? It's 3.5 years ago that I ran for town council at 22, and I knocked doors all summer and put in a ton of work and questioned, was it worth it, right? I had just worked on campaigns after Trump won, was disillusioned with the political process in the first place. I literally ended up working on a class for class credit for elections, and I told my professor, all politicians are feds and sellouts. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm just trying to do it because it's easy A. And a couple of months later, I found myself running. And I ran mostly to do an issues campaign, intending to lose, to talk about the changes that we need to see in our town. During that time, I met Abdul and Mariam. At that time, they were both 15, and they were clowning me because they were making all these jokes about me being goofy and am I really an adult and can I be held responsible and stuff. Like, yeah, I remember. I didn't forget. And it's been beautiful over the last 4 years to learn and grow with them. I had the pleasure of them, and if y'all can give them a round of applause. Of stepping up and being involved, being my deputy campaign managers last year when I ran for state senate, and taking a small group of 10 of us, and at the end, we had a movement of 300 people. So I want to focus real quick on Mariam Khan, because Khan cares. Mariam is a dynamic person, right? I'm just gonna tell y'all a couple of stories, little anecdotes of Mariam. Um, I remember Mariam called me up, and she's just like, "Yeah, we're trying to put on this candidate form, and like we want to have the mayors show up, and like, you know, we want to make sure that these politicians are held accountable to us, right?" And I remember Mariam called me for help, and she's like, "Yeah, I think this should be done. I think this should be done." I'm like, "Cool, fam, why are you calling me? You already know what to do. Like, you set up the event, you got everything together." Um, Mariam not only led that effort, but a week ago we saw some of the students who were there who followed in Mariam's footsteps, and now they led a mayoral forum, put it together themselves, and were able to do that. I remember Mariam working on period poverty, raising awareness on menstrual products having a tax, and did amazing work in advocacy to now in town we have menstrual products that we hand out for free at our Key Center, an initiative that was really started by Mariam, right? But I think the thing that really struck me on Mariam's leadership was she got herself on the Board of Education as a student. She organized for students to have a universal pass-fail during the pandemic, organized with other student leaders to have a survey and take the temperature of where students were, and out-organized the administration to really put students first, right? So I am so proud of Mariam. I'm proud of Abdul. I'm proud of the work that we're doing. And I just want to say to all of y'all that the event, the reason why we're doing this, right? It's to build up our young people and to really create a pipeline so that we can all succeed. So I'm gonna be corny. We out here planting the seeds of change so that we can grow together. So start with 10A, right? Vote for the best, and then if you in the third, you get the second best with Abdul, and y'all can plead the fifth with me. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And I'm going to pass it off to amazing Abdul Osmanu.
All right, hey y'all. Yep, as Justin just said, my name's Abdul Osmanu. I'm 19 years old and I'm running for town council. And assuming nothing catastrophic happens, I will be the councilman in the 3rd district of Hamden. And I'll actually be the youngest person to ever be elected to town council. But fingers crossed that some of the work we put in today is going to make sure that Mariam Khan right there is the youngest person to ever be elected in Hamden history. And personally, to be up to something that I'm truly excited about. My personal history in town politics and local affairs stretches back, as Justin said, about 4.5 years ago, where I was once, a really quiet, not so outgoing teenager, and decided to spend my summer working on campaigns because I totally didn't want to be at home for the summer. And through that, I really found my grounding in community, making sure that I was giving my time to making sure that people in our community have what they need. And over those past 4.5 years, I've done quite a few things. I've had the ability to manage municipal campaigns in this town. I've had the chance to deputy campaign manage Justin's campaign and do some really great work with Central CT DSA and get some really great stuff passed and get some really good stuff in the works. So I'm more than excited to make sure that we get some really great stuff done in the coming months, weeks with DSA. We've got tenant unions springing up. We've got We've got a Medicare for All resolution passed in New Haven, and that's soon to be passed in Hamden. And not only will I be joining council, I'll be joining council alongside someone who is now, at the ripe age of 27 years, going to be one of the longest serving council people on council. But when I really look at why Jam is important to me, why I find it important that I run alongside two people that I've done really great work alongside, built quite the bond with, I find it's trust. I've, gotten to see and, be mentored by Justin quite a bit. And I know that it's, really rare that you get a group of elected officials that are so dedicated to community, dedicated to that real work and outreach that goes beyond Twitter and Facebook, that goes deep into making sure that you're reaching into community, talking to people in community, and addressing their needs and understanding their needs. Because until you meet the people where they're at, you truly do not know what these people go through. And, just to wrap it up, I feel personally that, through these past 4.5 years, I've been embroiled in many, many primaries. And I'm actually kind of relieved to not exactly be personally in one, though doing good work for candidates in that area. But that came with tons and tons of fights against opponents that I knew were really strong, had quite the organizing advantage over me, and had cash. Yes. But these were fights that were necessary, fights that I fought oftentimes knowing that I was the underdog. And as I stand in front of a group of dedicated individuals, those long, hard days of walking through the terrorizing summer sun, those long winters of walking and knocking doors while my hands almost freeze off, feels all that more worth it to see what that work's came to and what that work's going to be in the future alongside these two wonderful individuals. And yep, I'm going to introduce Mariam Khan, running for Board of Education.
All right, so hi everyone, I'm Mariam. I'm a 19-year-old running for Hamden Board of Education. I want to shout out Justin and Abdul for those amazing introductions and speeches. Can we get a jam? And so today I'm really excited to be here for a few reasons. It's really incredible to see you all out here. And the other really incredible reason I'm so excited is I get the absolute honor to talk about the literal best person on earth, Abdul Osmanu! And I prepared some words, so I think there's a few things to be said about this legend of a man. And I think, like he alluded to, no weather deters Abdul. 90 degrees, 20 degrees, snow, sun, wind, he's going to be out there. Nothing is a match for Abdul. So if you haven't gone out canvassing with him, you have to be prepared. He works 2 jobs. He's a full-time college student and the best playlist maker I know. You guys will see that soon. And if you aren't wowed yet, the first time Abdul voted, he voted for himself. Take a second. The first time he voted, he circled in the name for Abdul Osmanu. And I think the thing I love most about Abdul is his attitude. Nothing shakes him off, nothing bothers him, and there's a certain calmness around him. And as we venture into this unknown, uncertain time, there's no better partner to have in this work than Abdul. And today, I'm so excited to be here with Jam, Justin, who has been a mentor for me since I was in high school. I don't think I would be running if it wasn't for Justin. I'm so excited to be here with Jam because we are the products of the systems we will be serving. And we aren't backing down. The last people I want to shout out to are my family, or is my family, my parents back there. You won't miss them. They're all wearing blue. As a daughter of Pakistani immigrants, I'm so excited to thank my family for always being around here every rally, ready with the generator, a speaker. I have to also shout out Rhonda for setting all of this up. But they've always put me and my siblings first. And that's why Abdul and I, inshallah, will be the first Muslims in office in Hamden. And I want to end with this. Thank you all for being here, every single one of you, because this isn't about votes. This isn't about an election. This is about communal solidarity and an unwavering commitment to justice. This is the work. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to pass it to Rhonda now.
Give it up for Jam! You know, I feel like I'm elderly around these young people, because honestly, I'm probably old enough to be their grandmother. But I tell you, I'm so proud to be a part of any team of young people who are so dedicated to making a change in their community. I remember the first day I met Justin Farmer, it was at, they were having a 3-hour meeting at the middle school. And everybody was yelling at each other. And it was like, this was my first time coming out to a community meeting. Everybody was yelling, and the Dunbar Hill people were very upset. And the women's folk were mad. And Justin came rolling over to me with he had a fatigue jacket on and his backpack. And he was like, hey. Now I'm telling everybody behind us was like yelling and screaming at the Board of Ed. And he's like, how you doing? Justin, he just handed me his card. He was just calm, cool, and collected. And I was like, okay. And I was like, hi. And he's like, I'm the council person in the 5th district. I said, really? You know, because I was kind of shocked, you know. If you know about Hamden, the demographic of Hamden leadership, it wouldn't exactly be Justin. So we talked, and then he continued to text me after that. The texting never stopped. And I was just so amazed and impressed and proud to know young person. And then he introduced me to Abdul, who at that time was still a Hamden High School student. And he was a part of the Hamden Black and Hispanic Student Union, and he came out and he was out to support all sorts of really awesome things that were happening in the high school. Then they introduced me to Mariam. And so it's just been a growing coalition. I'm so happy to see the Central DSA here representing. Y'all have done amazing legislation all over the state of Connecticut. I have been in affordable housing for almost 30 years, and you will change lives of people. I have had people go to court desperate, not knowing what they're gonna do. They lost their job, they can't pay their rent, and they're not represented. And you all change that. You change that. People go to court and they're frantic, they know they're gonna lose their housing and their shelter for their kids and their families, and you all change that. You made people's lives different with your commitment to serving the Connecticut low income and even anybody who's affected by evictions. And you should all give yourselves a huge hand. You will prevent people from being homeless. They will have representation, legal representation, to make sure their rights are well represented when they go to court. So I'm so proud to be a part of this very young coalition that is interested in making changes and going further and making these changes. The changes that we're going to make is really having full, accountable, and transparent governing. That's what this represents. This is not about a paycheck. This is not about being glory, being, oh, I'm a council person of the town of Hamden. These are young people who are willing to get down to business and make the very difficult decisions in our town to set us on the right financial path. And I'm just so excited to see so many people here out to support these young people. I hope you guys know how excited I am from Hamden Action Now. We are now on Instagram because we believe that Facebook is a bit of a sewer. We don't like Mark Zuckerberg, so we're staying off of Facebook. So if you want to see what we're doing, you can come on over to Instagram and you can follow our page there and also on Twitter. But we're so excited today. You know, Kurt Lang and the folks here in Hamden, you know, they've had so many opportunities to do the right thing. They had the opportunity to do the right thing when Stephanie and Paul were shot at. They didn't do it. We have over $1 billion of unfunded liabilities. I mean, like, that's a billion with a B. Like I don't know of any other town in Connecticut that is in such poor financial shape that's not already bankrupt. So I just, I'm so excited. We have, 48 hours into the election. The polls open at 6 o'clock on Tuesday morning. And I hope that everyone here can get 10 people out to the polls to support JAM and also row A on the ballot on Tuesday. I already voted. I voted by absentee. I already sent it in. I put it in the box. So I already voted for row A. They already got my vote in the books. But we need your vote. We need everybody, every person that can vote within the sound of my voice needs to get to those polls on Tuesday, because we have to save our town from this continuing evolution of corruption that has landed us in a billion-dollar liability situation. Our bonds as a town are in junk bond status. Moody's they have given us the lowest grade. We can't even go out and borrow money to fix up our roads and our infrastructure. We need a new team that can come together, that can work together, and get this thing done, get it on track, right this ship. So I'm so excited to be a part of this awesome team, and I just say go jam and jam for Ham on Tuesday. Thank you so much for coming out, and we're so excited to have you.
Thank you, Rhonda. In a minute, we'll head over here to take a group photo, but before that, let's chant for Jam. Jam! 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 Amazing. Let's all head right over here. We're going to take a group photo.
And there's the light. I don't think there's any sound on this because nobody's ever.
There's sound. Jam for Ham.
I'm the, what's it called? Social media.
She's the social media coordinator.
Mom, Mom, can I take a picture?
Yeah.
You go get the picture.
You put it on auto. That makes life easier.
Take this off.
Obviously. Yeah, that's good. You want to take this off? Yeah. Just bring it out as wide as you can.
Everybody look here. Emergency official picture. Yeah, this is taken on my phone. I'm not next.
Yes, Nora. Call back.
Everybody look here.
Say jam! All right, guys. Good job, guys. Gotcha.
I did the first though.
Okay, everybody who's canvassing. Hello. We're gonna pray.
Everybody canvas training. Harry, put your hands up. If you're canvassing, head right over there. Head to Harry. Head right to Harry. In the green.
Canvasser! Come to go.
Good job, Aaron.
All right, head that way.
Yes.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, everybody here, maybe.
I'm gonna go get the.
And I like to use that.
Yeah, go grab the bag. No, it's and, you can take this and go set it in the back seat. All right.
For Jam also. Roll 8 hands at the start. With best. 10A. Very calm. Everybody have minivan. You're going to enter your list number to your phone, and you're going to use minivan to canvas snip. So, the quick thing, let's go show of hands who knows how to use minivan. Okay, pretty much. So, definitely if you haven't, circle up with me after we go through how minivan works, make sure y'all comfortable. The main things you have not done are the kind of companies on the script. It's the second page of your package. Everyone's going to have a script. It's going to lead you to exactly what you say. Knock on the door. Most people don't open up. If they don't open up on the first one, 10 seconds. Knock again. 10 seconds after that, leave lips. Oh, I mean, you've got 2 different pieces of lip. One for the local council candidate, one for Mariam. If you don't have a local council candidate, it's because we ran out. The main thing we're going to focus on here are people a couple points. The first one is
You're gonna go knock yours today. I am. So I'm gonna shadow mine. Yeah, I'm still learning. Yeah, I want to learn from the. Yeah, we're going to be with Lori, so that'll be fun. Yeah.